Freaky Friday, baby. Getting freaking deaky. Welcome back. Corked Stats, the fastest freaking show in MLB. Absolutely. Anyway, with your fucking homeboy, yo. Big Johnny Stud. Follow me up on Twitter at John Lacaza Flow. Sharpen at a damn razor. Same handle over on Substack. What's going on, me gente? Jeff L and J Bird BE. All the usual suspects.
What is your profession?
All right, let's get him. I was up last night with the Source Network crew, so I got a pretty good feel for the slate. We're going to try and burn right through it. 15 games. We got one that's early. Be careful, the wind really blowing out. I had to make the late swap from Ben Brown to Edward Cabrera. He's on the return start. Should get 1,000,000 runs in that one. If we have time, maybe we'll circle back. Welcome and bienvenidos to all the new listeners and followers. Today, the Substack data that I'm referencing all the time, the model and the ranks and the projections and all the base props and stuff is 100% free. The link is in the comments on YouTube. It's also on Twitter. Check it out. No signups, no fucking emails, no nothing. It's 100% free. Go fuck around, learn something, maybe make $8 and sign up for the fucking book. All right, man. Enough of that shit. Just quick note, the hitter split data was behind. I'm going to get to that in a second. Everything was up. It's just not, it wasn't out yet. So just a quick recap, right? I get the totals from a different source. Those are up first thing in the morning. So if those don't match, the overalls, right, the non-split team level data is up to date. If those don't match, the second the split data comes in, that I have the third-party source. As soon as I get it, you get it. It's not always so consistent. All right, enough of that shit. Enough of that fucking faccia bruta. It's the best part of waking up. Damn right, pitching sheets in the mug. Starting off with the nature boy, Brian Wu, on the bump for the Mariners. Minus 136. Slight favorite on the road in Detroit Rock City to face Framber Valdez. And the Tigres, plus 113 for the home squad. I mean, you can see it on the board. Wu has been significantly better than Framber, who has been okay, but the strikeout stuff has disappeared completely. All swing and miss has disappeared. We know he's contact-driven, but 92 contact, 44 hard hit, 48 pull. I mean, listen, man, that is kind of brutal, right? I think the Mariners also have the edge on offense. You could see, if anyone is wondering, I had to let Toasty know yesterday. The leftmost column is the game order. You can sort all this shit by category, alphabetically, if you want to move the data, or the leftmost column is game order. Sort all the sheets in game order, and boom, now like Voltron is fucking put together. You know what I mean? So Mariners, let's see, I got V lefties last 30 up. I guess that's been pretty brutal, and I guess that's the fail point for the Mariners. I still think I like them better than the Tigers, who haven't really hit for shit versus righties last 2 weeks either. Bullpen, again, pretty heavy edge for the Mariners. 2.66 ERA last 44 innings. Detroit's ERA is up near 7 after they lost Jansen. That's kind of spun off the rails. Yeah, I don't know. Algo's with me. I'm with the Algo. We are one. Finkel is fucking Einhorn. Yeah, give me Seattle to win this one. My guns, I'm sticking to it. You can see the show picks up there. If the prices are off, well, then you know what, people? Early bird gets the fucking worm. I mean, it kills me to see the plays that we liked last night. Already not a big deal, but is it? Huh? You know, 10 fucking cents already. It's probably going to keep moving. It's got to hit a point where Framber is still good. Detroit is still not trash, so... You know, price kind of over everything. I want to get on this before it gets a little too expensive. But yeah, I'm sticking to my guns, and I'm going with Seattle for the win. Next up, Anthony. Every kiss begins with K on the bump for the Pale Hose. They're on the road as 160 Dogs down in Broad Street to face the Jesus Lizard and the Fighting Phils. Man, a lot of love for the White Sox going on, and I think with good reason. I think K has kind of outkicked the coverage. Look at the indicators are all north of 4 3/4. It's no swing and miss. He doesn't get chases. He's a little bit wild, also feeding the zone. I know the Phillies' offense hasn't been good, but they have lefties that hit lefties. That's usually a boost. Not like I'm in love with the White Sox bullpen either. Luzardo's been up and down. I get it. People know about the blow-ups. Listen, once you get that finger in your coolie, you know what I mean? It is what it is. You can't take it off the spreadsheet. but the goods are still there. 21 KBB, 14 swing and strike, 31 CSW, 36 bull. He's even had great control. He's inducing chases. He's been really unlucky. 68 left on base, nearly 360 BABIP, double-digit homer fly ball. For a guy that only has a 27% fly ball rate, again, I like Luzardo. I know he's been brutal at home. I don't think I give a shit. I think the cart has gotten before the horse. I think the Phillies fucking kill the White Sox today. Maybe I'll get served on this one, but that's the play that I got. We're getting plus money for the better team, and I think we'll know immediately. Like, when Luzardo goes out there, if he's really crisp in one, I think we're going to be good. If you're not buying what I'm selling on the Phils, and I think you got to go with the over. Philly's always a decent place to hit. I think wind is not crazy, but I think it's nice and warm out there, so. Next up, sunny day, gray on the bump for the Red Laundry. Boston on the road, 123 underdogs in the boogie down to face the bad guys. Ryan Weathers going for the Jenkins. You know, without Aaron Judge, oh no, not going to be good, going to be hard, very frustrating on offense. It's frustrating. It's very frustrating. It's extremely frustrating, the fucking bubbles. So, you know, whenever you see the Yankees at home, less than a minus 150 favorite, you got to start thinking about them losing. That's like the auto Yankee tax. I ended up on the under 8. Curious if it's still 8. I got a 7.5 on MGM, but it's even money. So you could probably find a decent U8. And I think that's the play I like. You know, Gray's been really good, kind of reinventing himself with the velo down. It's all command and control. Now, he's been zone feeding, but you could give me weak ground balls and spin me a tail of a pitcher that has a good outing, right? Gray's been awesome. Look, the splits are strong. Everything's been pretty good. He's even been okay on the road. Last 30 days, a 2 ERA, 111 whip, 18 KBB. And I think Weathers is really good. We just needed him to stay healthy. Forget the 4.25 ERA last 30, 107 whip, 21 KBB. He's been really good. Do you trust the Boston offense? And then what do you think about the Yankees without Judge? So Red Sox v. lefties, they have kind of hit, but I think the weak spot is a bad one, meaning too much swing and miss, too many chases, losing in zone is where Weathers gets ahead of people. They haven't really hit for power. Toast really sharp, picked up on that yesterday. As good as the average in the OBP has been, it's a sub 100 ISO. Again, there's really no power, and I think you're going to need that to beat Weathers in this ballpark. Yankees offense v. righties. I mean, the stats are good, but you got to ding them without Judge, obviously. Not like they're trash. There's still some good bats, but it's certainly a little bit different force-feeding Grisham and Goldschmidt, who have hit, but let's be fucking real, and I'm like a legit Yankee fan. Also, Boston definitely has the edge in the bullpen. I know guys on the Source Network were looking for the Boston win. I couldn't really push back because the price is there. I more have this one modeled low, neither team modeled over 4, so whenever I can get that with a total that's under 7.5, I'm about it because I think we've got a 4-3. Plus, we've got the favorite at home, so there's at least a decent chance that we don't get the 9th inning. Even if I agree that the Red Sox could win, and we've got sharp bettors in the space, on exactly that outcome, it's not certain. So, yeah, under 8, expect this one to keep moving down and kind of close at that lower number again. Bet early, right? You were on the 8 last night at minus 110. Now that's the 7.5. It's going to be 7. And you're like, what the fuck, man? CLV and baseball will only take you so far. Meaning, unlike NFL, I'm not really trying to go against CLV on Sunday morning. Now, if I made a case that I believe in early on and said I would trail the price, that's a different story. MLB, I'll fade the CLV. But not the totals, right? The totals are in your face. That's legit wisdom of the crowd stuff. We talked about this yesterday, how pricing moves before the move. Nuance and context, pouring at your damn nose when you roll with us. Next up, Brandon Forever Young on the bump for the Orioles. They're on the road north of the border to face the Macho Man, Trey Savage. Yeah. Cream rising to the top. I've got the Jays to win, though. By the time Sam and Kyle were done breaking this one down, I ended up on the over. I do still think the Jays win, but they're really expensive. The Baltimore offense has been freaking awesome, man. And that's like my squad. They were making fun of me last night. I've been back in the Orioles for fucking 2 years, talking about the talent and them getting up off the bat. Oh, yes! Then it fucking finally happens. I'm a scumbag, disloyal piece of crap. I turn my back on those, I love, man. What the hell is up with that? Young, I don't think is very good. We've seen him be good for stints, but the ERA is like a full run better than all the indicators. It's no Ks, no cold stuff. Toronto's starting to hit. So you want to be careful with the zone contact now. Luke's has come back. And listen, man, rising tides will ship. I like him for a hit and run ribby. Are we fucking rocking it, baby, or what? This shit ain't mad. This is Sparta! Let's fucking get it, baby. Savage, clearly the better pitcher, but again, a really good offense. Distance has been a concern for him, as well as the command and control, walking 11.5% of batters. So there's a really easy fail point, vulnerability on the Toronto side. You move over to the offenses v righties last 2 weeks, and it's all fucking bright red. Get your glasses, Orioles in particular, being really patient, making the most of it. That's always an issue for opposing pitchers, especially when they're fucking young. You know what I'm saying? That's how this shit goes. Winning in the zone, not chasing, taking walks, and then when they make contact, they're elevating fucking balls and getting barrels and shit. So, yeah, the more I kind of looked at this, and then you look at the bullpens, I don't really trust them. So it's easy to see how we get over on this one. I was surprised it was 8. I'm afraid I'm going to look now. It's going to be 8.5. It's not. It's still 8, and I think that's the move on a second look. Next up, Drew Rasmussen on the bump for the Flat fucking Fish of Florida. They're minus 136 favorites on the road in Miami to face the Miami Marlins and Ryan Magusto. I was like, listen, I legit love Kyle and legit love Toast. These guys are so fucking great. Just like us, right? One of us, one of us. Very serious between the lines, but they don't take themselves too seriously. Let me tell you, watch Kyle when I'm talking. This fucking guy is listening. And not just like, oh man, I concede. He is listening, he is digesting, and sometimes he agrees and says, man, that's a good point, I'm going to go. And no, I'm not really buying it. The reason I mentioned it, this is funny, as I come out the box yesterday, I said I thought this was a misprice. People in my camp are like, yeah, no shit. Rasmussen's an order of magnitude better than fucking Gusto. And if anything, maybe the offenses are a wash. And I think we have the bullpen also. Minus 135 for what I think is the much better team. Felt like a misprice. When I was talking misprice, they were fucking nodding until I said it was for Tampa. And they were like, what? So, again, we'll see. I'm going to have a close eye on this one. Not the competition, healthy competition. Rasmussen, legit awesome. 336/102 ERA whip combo. Not a single indicator over 3.4. 18 KBB. Elite command the control. He's getting ahead of everybody. Ground ball machine and hard to take out of the yard. I don't know what there's not to like about Rasmussen. He's also been a fucking road warrior. What a rush. Gusto is just okay, kind of a retread. Miami's had injuries. Those are the guys I like to attack, right? The pitchers that get opportunities because they get forced into a spot. I see some questions in the comments. I'm going to get to them in a second. Let's wrap this one up because your big dude is in the flow state right now. I'm on a little bit of a fucking roll. Miami offense hasn't really hit at all. Not to say the Rays are much better, but at least they're showing the discipline that we want to stretch out Gusto to get into the bullpen. Whereas, Miami's being kind of aggressive, putting the ball on the ground and not hitting it hard. Isn't that exactly what I mentioned as Rasmussen's profile? Like, this feels like you're stepping right into the Rays, trying to be a little bit too sharp. Problem with this one would have to be the Rays bullpen has been a fucking disaster. It's usually not the case with that team. I forgot I mentioned that yesterday. Quick pop over to the F5. Ooh, they're pushing us a little bit. That one I got minus 141. The full game at minus 145. So for me, if you're going with the Rays, man, I still think they fucking win. I hate overrating this bullpen shit. I've got myself in trouble with this stuff. Jay made just keep flowing. Exactly. Right? Once you hit that, you just feel it, man. You just fucking feel the groove. Gusto's really struggled with lefties. I got a Ronda for the hit and run. Ribby, he's been a fucking beast. I don't know. If I move this one to minus 1.4, I still think I like it. I think the Rays win. Again, it's getting a little bit pricey, but I still think they get there. All right, quick shot over to the comment section. Jeff and Sam B. Rose, all my guys. Woo! Woo! The nature boy, yo. Adonis up in the bitch. Good to see you, my man. Yo, and Trent, thank you for the support, dude. I appreciate it, yo. New people getting in, not being shy, mixing it up with the regulars. You damn thief, good to see you. Andre, I appreciate you with the goat emojis, yo. Bah. Jeff L says Mariners ML. They know Framber pretty well. Yeah. Can confirm B Rose hot and humid. Yeah, in Philly. USMC was up with us last night. So, no, dude. Oh, my God. Yo, no sorries, bro. No sorries. Zero sorries at all. We don't do sorries. My pops used to say, check this out. Save your sorries for bad intentions, yo. This is family. We're fucking friends here, man. Right? You earn the benefit of the doubt. No hard feelings. Plus, and I mean this, I invite all scrutiny. More than anything, I get the DM that's like, John, and I'm really sorry, but this might be off. Yo, not to say come at me, dog. You know what I mean? Yo, let me know. Let me know. I handle a lot. I make mistakes like everybody else. I have systems of checks and double checks, but especially when there's things that throw off the template, double headers, pitching replacements and stuff, or like today, there's delayed data. I have to make the decision. Do I delay the show? Do I just go ahead? Not everything lines up, so I do my best to get everything out there, but you guys are part of this, dude. Seriously. Zero fucking sorries. The door swings both ways. In fact, if there's something missing, you let me know. I want to add something. You know what I mean? That's how I roll. Yo, Josh Witt was up with us yesterday also. Yeah, I appreciate you, man. The people and Jamie and I mentioned, people just supporting the show means a lot where, we're starting to catch a little bit of emotion. You know what I'm saying? We are. We're starting to catch a little bit of emotion. I had somebody make an offer to sponsor the podcast. We're getting towards that YouTube monetization stuff and just starting, a little bit of motion in the ocean. So shout out to the entire fucking crew. Take a value. Except for that one scumbag in the back, you cheap motherfucker, using my shit for free. The boo one is much funnier than the cheers. Next up, Mitchie Keller on the bump for the Buccos. They're on the road against the Bravos and Martin Perez, owner of this year's How the Fuck Does He Keep Getting Away with This Award? Martin Perez, 279 ERA with a 106 whip. You see that up on the board. The Claude bot loves him. I'm not buying it, man. I'm not buying it all. The velo is all but gone. There's no swing and miss. He doesn't get chases. He's not even had good control of some ground balls, but he's getting fucking hit really hard, and he's getting pulled. You're going to give up a ton of pulled line drives. And again, the Pittsburgh offense right now is really good. So I think Pittsburgh scores, but I'm a little bit worried about Keller as well. Things have really fallen off the cliff for him. Excuse me. I'm trying to fight a sneeze. 660 ERA, 135 whip, and just a 10 KBB for Keller, in the last 30 days. He had such a great start. I think we know who Keller is. Not a gas can, but probably a low 4 ERA guy. That's what he is. You get what you get, and you don't get upset. Pirates, now here's the thing. It's a little bit ugly, right? They're striking out swing and miss. That's not really what's his name's game. The old man Perez. They have hit for power and pulling balls, right? I always like to mix up the matrix, just stylistic matchups. So I think the Pittsburgh scores, that offense has been really good. Braves are starting to rock and roll also. Versus righties, maybe a little bit weak. Has the L7 really strong? I feel like I've got this Braves are hitting really well right now. Actually, no. See, that's why we have to use the sheets. Remember, we talked about this yesterday. Don't go nuts with L7 stuff. And the best evidence is this. If anyone's ever in the sheets when I import the data, you could see the conditional formatting, updates immediately. Which, again, is a very important way and a really effective way to digest this stuff. You don't want to be looking at who's the third highest. That's for the filter queen. Who's the fifth lowest? It's stupid. It's all about percentile. Where does it fall, relation to the fucking pack? Okay, so one, be thinking in terms of percentile, but then also the conditional formatting is 10th and 90th percentile. So the bright colors are always going to speak to you. If you're ever looking at the sheet, when I update the L7, the thing fucking turns on its head. What does it tell you? One single data point throws the whole thing off. We don't want that. I like to look at it just that. One data point. I like to look at disciplinary stuff as a sign, a leading indicator of a trend change. Yeah, see if you're getting that. Idiots. Fucking I'll cover this shit. Oh, audible sigh. So, okay, I think we got lots of scoring here today. At first, I thought I was going to go Braves. The more I dove into it, I'm going, no. So I'm kind of looking for scoring. Give me Bucks in Atlanta. Over 8.5, I'll tell you what, I'm seeing minus 102. I'll give you the little bit of juice to get that down to 8. Again, we talk in terms of distribution curve. So many. 8 is such a popular number. 8 is like the hardest number, right? It's the critical number is the word that I was looking for. Next up, Jack Perkins going for the A's. They're on the road as minus 112 slight favorites against my boy and yours, Peter Lambert and the Stros. Check this out. Again, I've been hat tipping the fucking Source Network guys, but this is where the cooked bullpen report came from. I worked with Sam one day, and his command of the bullpen made me question my own realities. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, I'm using like overall bullpen stats, understanding that there's flaws. But when I saw what he was doing and the way he was understanding them, I was like, I'm doing this wrong. So again, eternal hat tip to Sam. Follow Toasty and Kyle, of course. I mean, they're 10 orders of magnitude more popular than I am, but you know, whatever. Lion in the mouth shit. So they helped me birth the Cook Bullpen Report. You see that up on the screen right now. So for the new people, affected bullpens or possibilities to be unavailable, it's usually the top RPs, right? If you've had a lot of work at the bottom guys, I'm generally looking at the top 3 or 4 guys and the critical lefty. If guys pitch back-to-back, 2 of 3, more than 30 pitch counts in a single outing, the things that either might cause you to be unavailable or when we get the drop-off in production. Once you get that third time up, managers, you hear them talk about this. Look at this bullpen report for the A's. This is the sickest one of the season right now. Harris 2 of 3, Leiter back-to-back, Barlow 2 of 3, Sterner 2 of 3, Kunal back-to-back, Medina back-to-back, and they've been bad. Plus, Perkins is a fucking reliever. Perkins may, I think he's gone 4 1/3. That was like 3 starts ago. He only threw 30 pitches, I think, his last time out. I don't know where the innings come from. To me, this is a ridiculous price. I think Lambert is okay also. He's been a little shady with the command and control, but he is really good. You know, I was surprised by this. Again, he's given up just 2 home runs in 45 1/3. He's keeping the ball down. He's good with contact suppression because he's kind of working the lower third. Now, again, the 11% walk rate is concerning, but it's a sub 38 ball, and if you're testing out ball rate for walk rate, it's going to come down. They've also happened in chunks, which tends to happen. A's offense, I guess I'll give you the better offense. I think we were talking about this yesterday, though. They've struggled against righties, and now Rooker is down. So, you know, we like to strike while the iron is cold. Oh, Christian up in there yesterday. Harris killed us yesterday. Oh, man. And, you know, if anybody's wondering, those are up also. The hit-run ribby pairs have done really well. But that fucking sucked yesterday. Harris got the hit, right? But he was on third with 1 out, and you're like, here we go, Austin Riley. Punch this fucker in. And it's like strike 1. You're like 0-2, and you're like, I said punch this fucker in. And, of course, son of my bitch. You son of a bitch. But you know what happens? But those have been really, really productive. I've had a couple of people DMing me. Like yesterday, we swept. We've had ones where we're hitting like a vast majority of them. And then even also, again, just to be honest, the pairing started because a lot of the guys we liked were at like minus 160. And I'm like, okay, we could pair. Shit, some of them, the better calls, I guess, right? If they ring on the model, but they're only minus 120. There's a couple that I'm like, I should probably be paying these straight. So if you see one that's like at our baseline pricing, minus 130 or better, don't be afraid to buck the big guy and bet that one straight, because I've been thinking I should probably be doing the same thing. Sorry, hang up here had been the Astros bullpen. They get Hader back, and they've been really good as the A's bullpen falls apart. So, again, to me, this one is pretty easy. One of my kind of smash plays today would have to be Houston for the dub. Next up, my boy, this is another one. I get the same fucking response that I got in that Miami game for Cleveland. I think Parker Messick should be a heavier favorite than minus 135. Sauce Boys, they were not buying it. Now, I had to take a mini L, though I also get a lowercase W, because the line has moved towards Cleveland, right? So I'm getting a little bit of action in my direction. 5 cents is what the fuck it is, but it's better than no. I think I missed on how effective Rocker has been. But man, I don't know. Maybe because I watch him. I always thought we were getting like crazy strikeouts and all this ill shit under the hood. And it's been kind of ugly. The 354 ERA, a full run better than the Sierra, more than a run better than expected ERA. The fastball is very bad. He double-digit walk rate, single-digit KBB, 24 CSW, 39 ball, 54 for a strike, 91 zone contact. This is like quite literally as bad as your disciplinary approach could be from a starter, right? You begin in a bad count, then you can't get hitters to reach, you can't get hitters to swing and miss, so it becomes a contact game. Now, he's been really great with the ground balls, but they're all getting hit really hard. So you're playing the BABIP game against Messick, who is legit good, right? Swings and miss, command control, winning in zone, keeping it down, hard to take out, 5% barrel, sub 1 homer 9. Messick kind of doing all the things. Plus, what a rush, right? What a rush. Fucking sub 2 road ERA, sub 2 ERA last 30. Messick clearly the better pitcher. The pushback I got was on the offense, and I, had to concede that Cleveland is ass. What Ranger team are we talking about? Rangers suck right now. The Rangers suck right now, and they certainly are not hitting lefties. They're striking out, not hitting the ball hard, all the stuff we look for Messick. Cleveland also has the much better bullpen, so I didn't really get this one. I'm betting Cleveland to win. Maybe I'll pair up my two fucking contrarian picks, although weird. What kind of ass am I? Right. You're betting favorites in MLB. You're not really contrary, but I feel like those guys are sharper than I am, so I feel like I'm going up. I feel like I'm going up against a strong fucking play right there. Yeah, I'm just, as I walk through it, as I talk through it, I'm sticking to my guns. I've got the Guardians for the dub. Next up, Michael Waka Flocka, Waka on the bump for the Royals with cheese, minus 105 on the road against my boy, Zebby Matthews and the Twinks. We've got the double emoji here. Lang back-to-back on 3 or 4, he's unavailable. Strom 2 of 3, Lynch back-to-back, Schreiber 3 or 4, Royals in trouble. Minnesota, another one. Gomez 3 of 4, Bandit 2 of 3, Orrs back-to-back, Rogers back-to-back, Morris 64 pitches. Sorry, I put Maurice, he's Morris. And Justin Lawrence are back-to-back. Couple unavailables here, and they're bad bullpens. I think Zebby is in line for a really nice bounce-back spot, so I think he gets it done. That said, as bad as Casey's bullpen has been, if you follow that game yesterday, thank goodness we pulled off the fucking Royal win. Felt fucking good to get a late win for fucking once. I still like Zebby F5. I want to get out from underneath it, though. Then I think the play is the over. Right? You got a chance Zeb gets touched up in the first place. I think Waka might get touched up. And the Twins, I know they haven't been great, but they do hit for power. And Waka is his own feeder. So I don't know. Maybe I'm overshooting it. That was the take that the boys had last night, that I might have been putting a little too much onto the offenses, which I know are not great. Keith Depot scored yesterday. Maybe we get it going. I think we're in a good hitting situation. So I'm bet your ass I'm going to be off the totals. I'm feeling a little fugazi on the totals. But I definitely like the Twins at 5. I think we've got the strong pitching edge, and I think the hitting is a wash. But I always kind of take the sexy strikeout guy. Next up, Brady Wedding-Singer on the bump for the Redlegs. They're on the road in St. Louis under the beautiful arch to face Kyle Leahy and the Redbirds. I've got over or nothing in this one. I was surprised this one was actually only at 9. I'm expecting us to get to 9.5, though the book's telling me to maybe pump the brakes on that one. The 09 is minus 105. If you can get an 8.5, that I want like yesterday. For real, I'm putting that shit down. That one I want yesterday. Because I would have been on the 09. I didn't pull the trigger, hoping I'd either get a better price or number, and I think that's the move. Singer's been ass. So is Leahy. Both of these guys are fucking bad. So, minimum 155 whip in this game, minimum 6.25 expected ERA, max 18K, max 9.5 KBB. It's both single-digit swing strike rates. Both have ball rates over 38. Both have first strike rates under 58. Both have chase rates under 29. This is like the ultimate fucking ball in play thing here. Plus, you got a lot of weak splits, right? Singer is so bad against lefties. You got to like Weatherholt. You got to like Burleson today. Same for the other side. Reds took a fucking ding on the offense, though, right? Without my boy. I'm trying to think, what does that lineup project like? Yeah, I think we still like Bleday and Lowe. I just think we get a million runs here. St. Louis with the better bullpen. I do think they win this game. I'm not trying to pay juice. Plus, you got the wind emoji. So, wind blowing out with bad pitchers and offenses that, I don't know, I don't hate. Maybe I should. I guess the Cardinals have been kind of ass lately. But, they're hitting the ball hard. I think it's because I hate the wedding singer so much. So, if you are not buying what I'm selling on the 09, I'll buy that. I'll concede that point. I think at 8.5, I think we got to get to the over. I don't see how both of these teams don't score. Like PBR, the word of the day is both teams to score. So I think both teams to score 3, both teams to score 4 in this one. That's my play. I'm sticking to it. And again, the Reds bullpen is so bad. After Pagan went down, they went in the fucking tank, man. It is like just the worst thing you've ever seen. Yeah, for real. Next up, it's Brandon Brussels Sproat on the bump for the Cheesemakers. They're on the road, very heavy favorites in Colorado in the altitude to face Ryan Feltner, damn near Kildner. Again, look, the pair hit run ribby stuff, or pair prize pick stuff, or drafters fantasy stuff. If you're paying this juice for Brandon Sproat, you're a fucking maniac. Yo, you're a fucking maniac. Sproat has really fucking struggled. They would have demoted him if not for the injuries. There's that point again. These are always the guys that I want. It's one thing for a major league team to say, give him the rock. And there's the other thing to say, we have no one else to take the fucking pill. He's been brutal at home, brutal on the road. Feltner's actually pitched okay at the crib. And not to say he's defeating cores. I do not believe that. But what I was saying is, pitchers that are used to pitching there have a better understanding of the change in break. Right, because that's really the big hang-up in cores. The air pressure with the altitude changes the ball in flight. That's also, it boosts all the BABIP there. So, kaboom, kablowy. Poor Granny, hit with the fucking bazooka, man. What a fucking shame. I think Colorado wins this one. I know I don't technically have it modeled for a win. I'm sure I'm going to get that question at some point today. Why would you pick them to win if you don't have a model to win? I mean, I've got them over 5 runs. I've got them within 1/10 of a run. So, if you look at that and say, why would you bet the plus 130 or 140, whatever the hell the Rockies are, plus 125, you're reading this wrong, right? Mean outcome models are not meant to be read to the decimal. That's not how that works. That's where the pricing comes in. Funny to see the Rockies only plus 125 at the Brewers, and I still think it's a misprice. We're at that point where we're having to digest that the Rockies do something, right? That's it. Just do something. It's hard for us as a people to admit that. So yeah, I think the fucking Rocks win. Give me the big plus price. Oh, I wanted to check one thing would be the run line price. Kyle brought this up, and I think even though it does take us into the negative, into the juiced area, that's a really nice play. The plus 125 I mentioned, I'm not crazy about that. The run line is only minus 118. Very rare that you come in under 45 cents for that run. So the home team with the run line minus 118, the more I think about it, I think that's a play I like. Plus the Rockies are, they're terrible. Right? The bullpen is definitely not as good as the Brewers. I think anybody can win any day. We know this. But if you cough up a late inning fucking 3-run jack, you'll be really glad to go home a winner, even as a loser. Again, home team getting a run at that price. It's probably a little bit rare. I don't have the means to look that up historically this season, but I bet you it's freaking rare. Next up, Foster Griffin, Winged Lion on the bump for the Nacionals. They're plus 113 dogs down in the desert to face Merrill Kelly. I was like, what the fuck is this line? Foster Griffin is much better than Merrill Kelly right now, who I think is hurt. Before I say a guy with a good track record is bad, I think he's hurt. Look at this. He has a 7.28 expected ERA and a 5.25 Sierra. He has a sub 5 KBB and a 25 CSW. This is the worst Kelly has ever been. Ever. Somebody, let's do a little bit of quick math. What do you get when you add 43 fly ball, 44 hard hit, 16.5 barrel? What do you get? You in the back of the class. Jason waving his hand like a fucking maniac. You get a shit ton of fucking home runs, obviously. Like, who the fuck is Merrill Kelly to be a favorite over this Nationals offense? That's patently insane. Listen, the Diamondbacks are hitting, and it's a decent environment. All right, so fine. Griffin's been good on the road. His type of stuff is the stuff that plays. Also, let me point out the 6 ERA last 30 means shit to me. 3.19 Sierra, 21.5 KBB. That's the stuff that we want to back for positive regression. Again, Arizona offense is pretty good, right? They're pretty good. Marte's back, and they've hit lefties. I totally get it. You're still fucking crazy for paying the juice on Arizona. You're still fucking crazy. If you were to come at me and say, I don't know if I'm buying the Griffin stuff, I like Arizona in the hot weather, yo, man, no doubt. Then you got to go over this one. But to me, I think Nats win it. I know I put up full game. I wanted the F5. It was not listed. I'm not sure if somebody was still playing. No one would have been playing. I don't know what it was. And I wonder if there was a pitching thing. My bookie actually doesn't have it listed either, and I wonder if there's a discrepancy or something. No, MGM has it. It's like fucking even money. I see minus 103. You son of a bitch. But that's the play. I want Washington F5. Oh, you know what? I put F5, didn't I? I assumed it was going to be plus 110. I didn't get that. The full game is plus 110, so money coming in on the Nats. People finally starting to see it our way. And again, remember last thing, you can always look to eliminate the variables of pitching. Nats team total, 4.5 plus 115. Now, the Diamondbacks bullpen has actually been like, okay, I'm not buying it. So once they start pitching bad, I'm always like attack. And in fact, man, has the last 2 weeks been a little brutal for them? No, they've been good again. I don't know how they keep getting away with it. So I would probably want to be careful. I still like them for 3, right? So I still like Arizona for these like alt team totals and shit. I think those are a fucking massive cash. Yeah, I don't know. I think Washington fucking wins. So I don't know. Next up, Christian Great Scott on the bump for the Mets, looking to go back to the future in San Diego to face El Rey, Michael King, and the Padres. Now, I had predicted this 7.5 would be 7 when I woke up, and I'm not sure if it is. If not, I won't bury the lead. We want to go under this biatch. Where the fuck are the Mets? The sportsbooks do this weird thing now. They put local teams at the top. I don't give a shit. Okay, it's under 7.5, but it's juiced. You got to get it now. This one is going to close at 7. You know, pretty straightforward on the analysis. Christian Scott is a really good pitcher. Now, the command and control has been a little bit iffy. I feel like it's gotten better, and the ball rate, again, much better than the walk rate. This is something that we picked out with Mizurowski last year. And it was one of the reasons I was on him as a huge hit. He was one of our guys. He's carrying all of our fantasy teams to fucking glory right now. So remember, ball rate over walk rate. Again, the filter queen shit is just not how you do this. So Scott has the hang up. But the cross analysis, look at this. San Diego versus righties. Last 2 weeks, San Diego, 208 plate appearances of pure filth. They're batting 188 with a 231 slug, 043 ISO, 13 swinging strike, 49 ground ball, 273 xWOBA, all shit. I don't think the Padres get to Scott. I think he has a bounce back outing here. And then Michael King, also a very good pitcher, 318/113 surface combo. I think he's probably the better pitcher getting off the bus. You get fewer strikeouts, but he's better with the cold stuff. Which for me is always such a big thing. He's also better with the ground balls, which I really like. Mets offense has been a little bit better, but I know. Listen, Kyle, bless your heart, my friend. The Mets are starting to hit for a little bit of power, but they're striking out like crazy, and I think that's the strong suit for King. So I'm not really buying the Mets offense today. I think both of these bullpens are really good, top form, and rested. I'm way under this one. I was saying yesterday, I don't have either team over 3 3/4. So this is like an easy model read, right? Lots of fours and not to say lots and fours and threes, lots of 4 3s game scores in the distribution. And then, remember the downside. Remember the fucking downside. And this is something I've been trying to be more cognizant of this year. And I've been paying the price with these F5 unders that have lost and the full game has cashed to the under. I'm trying to be a little more open to this. Again, that's a shout out to Kyle taking the dub, talking about the blow up inning. He's super sharp. Anyway, yeah, I'm way under the 7.5. I want to get this before it moves to 7, which I don't generally like to go under 7. Last but not least, thank you everybody for watching the show. Remember, if you're just joining along or you're new here, bienvenidos. Press the fucking like button. Matters more than it should. The very top comment is a free link to this data. There's a separate link. Won't update tomorrow, but no signups, no emails, no money. Check it out. See what we're about. You get the base props. You get everything. All the ranks, all the K projections, just fucking everything that we do, me and you, the Corked Stats crew. Support good people doing good work. And then if you sign up, I can't put the football stuff up for free because it's static right now. And to me, that wouldn't be fair to the paying subs. There's so much great football content. Baseball ranks, they're uploadable. Plus really detailed statistics. You see how we rock and or roll. Plus team differentials. That shit is fucking huge. If you're into betting and props, all the specialty stats, EPA, zone stuff, defensive alignment, I've got everything. And it's the same it's all included. I mean, sign up for the year. You get the last month for free. I'm keeping it as cheap as I fucking can. Okay, next up. Where the fuck is it, yo? Where the I need a better bark. I get the dogs barking in LA. Reed Detmer's on the bump for the Angels. He was plus 168 last night. All of us were on the Angels. We tend to move those lines a little bit. It hasn't budged. People are not buying it. The Dodger love is real. Sasaki on the bump for the Dodgers. I think we have the better pitcher. I know we're giving up the offense a little bit, but that's how you win plus 165 bets. Give me Detmers and the Angels F5. Just want to double check that price to make sure it's still as delicious as I like it to be. My bookie doesn't have it listed. What the fuck else is new? MGM does. Angels are plus 145. That's not so great. But it's still good enough. Again, if we're tied through 5, I know me, I want out. If we're tied through 5, it either means both pitchers were good, right? Sasaki was good and Detmers was good, in which case we don't want any piece of that ass. Or both teams were bad, right? Detmers got touched up, but we got the Sasaki. In either case, where's the fucking door? You know what I mean? Get me the fuck out here. I want out right now, Yeah, no doubt. So give me the Angels at 5. Anytime you go up against the Dodgers, there's like 2 outcomes. You win the F5, and you're fucking sharp. You went up against the Dodgers. Fuck the Dodgers. Or you bet on the Angels against the Dodgers. What the fuck did you expect against this fucking trash team? You guys are fucking terrible. What the hell are we doing here? Why would we bet on them, right? That's life when you bet. So I'm hoping just that the Angels can do enough to scratch across a fucking run. Sasaki has certainly shown that. He's been a lot better as of late. 282 ERA, .94 whip. I mean, he's been much, 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 much better as of late. I think reintroducing like a new kick change, I think they were talking about. Again, these are where you got to just grab the C.O. Jones. Angels versus righties are killing the ball right now. We're looking to jump on a Sasaki mistake and have Detmers just kind of do enough of his thing. Again, the Dodgers splits versus lefties are even good. The Dodgers are awesome. You know what I mean? It is what the fuck it is. So I'm still betting it though. I'm still betting it. I love the price and I love the idea of getting out of there, with my money after the push. Angels also are even money with the half run. I took one on the chin last night. The boys were saying, don't do that. I get it, Kyle want the payoffs. You know what I mean? And you should. I'm so conservative. I'm such a pussy. I'm a pussy. You know what I mean? I'm old and I'm a pussy. I am a pussy. I see even money getting the run. I'm like, ooh, getting the run where most of the time it doesn't matter. Maybe it will. Who knows? Last shot into the comments before we get out of here. I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. Y'all appreciate all. Stu, what's going on? Josh and Jay Main back up in the pit show. You guys are the best, man. People making friends. We got some Philly people up in there. Yeah, I'm an East Coast guy. ECW. ECW. Oh, that'd be a cool fucking trip also. Trevor, good to see you, man. Appreciate you all. And Jamie just called worried about the Mets Knicks in the trip. Yeah. Oh, that's another one. Big one. Knicks tonight, right? Knicks tonight. Oh, man, I'll be fucking sweating. I'll be sweating, but nothing you can do. Just make it happen. I forgot because I haven't watched basketball in a long time. Like the runs. So the emotional roller coaster, and I'm watching my wife, best playoff stuff. She's not a big sport person, but playoff stuff she loves because, right, the full crowds and the excitement and like things matter, and I get it. We're down 8, it's over. We're down, although I get what the Knicks are doing down double-digit points in the second half, I guess is ridiculous, but you're down 8 and you're fucked. You're up 6, you're winning, and you just go on this crazy roller coaster, right? A couple bricks. I don't like the way the game is played, frankly, anymore. All the shooting, I don't think there's enough motion. I'm old. That's how the fuck I do it. Not say I want to see, nothing above the rim. That's not what I mean. You win above the rim. But I do think with all the athleticism and some of the softness that they call on defense, I think you could take advantage with. I would have more switchings and openings trying to force doubles to open shooters where we just get a lot of ISO shooting, which I don't think is exciting, or a plus EV weighted play. Anyway, let's get the fuck out of here. Everybody enjoy the weekend. I will be back tomorrow with the Saturday show. Thank you to all the new subs. I appreciate you. Hit me up if you have any questions on how to use it and stuff, or fantasy questions. That's also part of it. If you want a link to the football, that's separate. Click the link in the email, and that'll get you going. I'm going to try and do some football content as well. That's on the YouTube channel as well as the podcast. I'm just trying to over fucking deliver. It means a lot to me that you go in your pocket to support good people trying to do good work. So that'll do it. Thanks for picking up what I'm putting down here at freaking Corked Stats, baby. Enjoy the games. Enjoy the day. When we're done with the book, enjoy the pay. And remember, when you work this freaking hard, man, winning feels